So I've been kind of out of the loop in the fandom for a while. So I figured, I'd just catch up on some of the people. And it turns out while I was gone, GoldenFox uploaded a video called The Next Chapter. Now, may I also remind you all real quick, GoldenFox is neither golden or a fox in most of his videos. He's an orange pony. So as such, I have taken the liberty of renaming him personally Orange Pony. Not very creative, but makes more sense than GoldenFox. Okay, I know he called himself that long before ponies. Yeah, it was a joke. I feel like I have to explain that sometimes. But anyway, Next Chapter wasn't its own individual video. It was actually kind of part of a quintology. This all started on August 4th, 2016. Where he made a video called Squeak the Truth, in which GoldenFox is kidnapped by cartoons, with a Z, because that's just cooler, obviously, and is told he is wrong about Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel. Not exactly the epic roast I was told was going to happen, but okay. Then about a month later, he made a video called My Full Disclosure, a follow-up to hashtag Squeak the Truth. That's a beautiful name right there. In which he attempts to make you feel things the only way GoldenFox knows how to. Echoes, black and white, sad music that's playing about as loud as he is talking, so it actually sounds kind of awkward. Now, the full video will be linked in the description, as well as every other video I talk about. And I'll give GoldenFox this. It's kind of interesting. He talks about his past on Newgrounds, and his issues with things like a review he did of There Will Be Blood. And, just overall issues he's had in his life. And again, it's at least worth giving a watch, to say the least. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and make fun of GoldenFox for things like this. That would be pointless. He admits what he's doing back then is wrong, so it would be redundant at best of me to go through and tell you, he screwed up here, ha 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 ha. No, he's admitting that. That would be just wrong of me to do. I genuinely feel like that would at best be redundant and at worst just be wrong morally. I can very much comment on this third part of the sort of quadrilogy we have here. That being his Do Princess's Dream of Magic Sheep review, which was released in December, so about 3 months later. Now, I've talked about this review before, but that video went on for about an hour, so I'm not even gonna bother it. It's not one of my best works, honestly. I don't know, it dragged out too long, and the review itself is okay, nothing great, but what really bogged the review down was the fact that out of this exactly 30-minute video, about 15 of those minutes were skits and story segments. Basically, what happened is, well, you've ever seen the episode Do Princesses Dream of Magic Sheep? Well, just out of sheer coincidence, while those exact same events are happening in GoldenFox's life, or GoldenFox's pony life, I guess, his Ponsona's life, he decides to review that episode in his dreams, which he can, of course, completely remember somehow, and does not misremember anything. He is also talking to the audience like there's still supposed to be an audience during the review, with how structured this is, which is extremely odd, considering how he's not supposed to know that. Like, he's not doing a normal review. He's, in the context of it, he's just talking to Keyframe. I don't whenever I talk to a friend about a movie, I don't just talk about, I just go, okay, let's talk about the movie. So the movie started with, no, we just casually discuss it. But that's kind of a nitpick. I will give Golden Fox this. He did do a few kind of cool things, like, for instance, the longer the review goes on and the more Golden Fox slips into this pure angry version of himself, the darker the background gets, and the more night it gets. That's kind of cool. That's kind of good symbolism. I'll give him that much. However, you can only take that so far, and when you have, well, what do you think it is? Have you ever seen a redemption story in your life? You have seen this. It hits pretty much all of the points. And it's just extremely tedious to watch near the end. Combine that with a huge amount of echoes, which, no joke, give me a headache after a while. This video was genuinely hard to watch. And of course, Golden Fox throws in some good old-fashioned sappy music that plays about as loud, or at some points, I swear, louder than he is actually speaking. And I don't just mean the music plays while he is speaking, or while he's not speaking. I mean there are some parts where he is actively giving out dialogue, and the music is playing so loud, it's nearly on the same level. It's not bad enough to fully drown him out, but mainly because he's so loud and added so many echoes. But really, it doesn't help anything. This leads us to our final video in the quadrilogy, posted around September of this very year. In fact, this was made just last month. Not even a full month ago. In Golden Fox's year of redemption. Year. He stretched 4 videos on this out in the course of a year when he was trying to make himself a better person. It's kinda suspicious, honestly, but what do I know? Now, this video is just more of the same. He more talks about his feelings. It kind of connects back, actually, to the Squeak the Truth thing, because one of the reasons why he was so angry at Squeakquels was because it beat Princess and the Frog at the box office. And in this video, he talks about how he actually had huge hope for Princess and the Frog, because it was creative and was a 2D animated film, which... I'm just going to address this right now. Hollywood creativity died with B-movies, okay? Now, it still exists somewhat, but it just slowed down drastically after starting of B-movies, which I'd argue really stopped in the 70s. You may be able to stretch it to the 90s, but that's kind of a maybe. And if you're really going to sit there and argue with me that, oh man, no, they're still popular, they're still just as popular in the 2000s and 2010s as they were in the 1950s, then I'm just going to sit there and laugh at you, because that's not even close to a real point. Of course, I don't think he means pure creativity like of the it conquered the world variety, but more actually good story. So, you know. He also ends his year of redemption with growing as a pony, as he now has a gem in his head, I think, that gives him the ability to do magic, so he's basically a diet alicorn. And this video ends with giant red text on a black background informing us the next chapter. I assume that over the next several years, Golden Fox will end this chapter too in a course of around 15 videos, all spread out at least over maybe 3 years. Just a guess. Anyway, that's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.